Today is not Friday, and it is not the Friday deck video night. It is the Monday edition of the Friday deck video night. That doesn't even make sense, but stay with me. So instead of Yingling, today we're drinking some 14 Hands Cabernet Sauvignon. And they're not a paid sponsor either. Anyway, so today I read a few threads on Twitter about this Georgia law, right? And the Georgia election modifications or whatever. And I'm not even going to dive into any specifics on it. But whenever I see a story and it talks about how something is targeting minorities, or whenever it's minorities, women, and children hit hardest type stories, I'm always like, I have my skeptical hat on from the get-go. And it's going to be kind of hard to convince me that just about any laws that apply to all Georgia residents that are voters can really be manufactured to be racist. You could maybe say, oh, there's large communities of African Americans in these districts and it's going to affect them the most or whatever. But the problem is that in order for it to be racist, it would have to be just only targeting one race. To me, it doesn't seem like. I mean, it could be something targeting the poor or something targeting the rich, like a class of people maybe. But when it comes to voting, it's so hard for me because I'm just a freaking Joe Schmo, and I'm gonna vote. I mean, if I want to vote, it's not gonna be a matter of it's just gonna get done. To me, it's like that's so easy. And no matter what, if I'm in Georgia, and my kids both live in Georgia, if I lived in Georgia, I don't care where I was at, I would be able to vote if I wanted to vote, right? I'm no different than anybody else that lives in that state. So to make the case that it's racist, you'd have to demonstrate to me that it is going to exclude, or it's going to be at such a level of targeting, and it's just never going to get done. You're never going to be able to do that, especially with this law. Now, I'll be right up front and say I don't know everything that's in the law, but that is in this law. But that's not what this video is going to be about anyway. This is about one specific thing that I keep hearing people say, that it makes it illegal for someone to give a drink of water to someone waiting in line to vote. And I thought, wow, that's pretty specific. Let me go look. And so I just did a couple of cursory DuckDuckGo searches, and I found that there's a little clause that says something like, and I'm paraphrasing here, that nobody can give gifts, and it says something like to include food and drink. And so that means that's what's in the legislation. That's the text. The words food and drink. I think that's the only place that you could ever get the follow on. Oh, that means it's illegal to go offer somebody a glass of water. So it took somebody to actively start spreading the whole can't offer water to somebody in line. That's somebody started that, probably, whether it was whether it was designed to be spread, or if it just kind of somebody made a great point. I don't know how it got started, but it's a ridiculous way of looking at that little clause in the law, because nobody's worried about somebody giving someone a glass of water. I saw a commenter on Twitter. I don't know, the validity of the statement, but somebody said the poll workers can actually give these people water. That, if you're in a place where you're going to be in line for a long time, what they're trying to avoid is at least this is just my own thoughts. I'm thinking, what could go wrong if you did allow gifts and you did allow people to campaign right there when you're walking in the door and stuff. I don't want to go vote and have somebody up in my face saying, "Hey, who are you going to vote for? Who are you going to vote for? Huh? Who are you going to vote for? Are you going to vote for Trump? You're going to vote for, whoever." I do not want someone doing that to me while I'm trying to vote, because that I could see being a discouraging thing. It's like, I don't want to freaking walk past here. Like, side note, when I go to Walmart and I see like somebody out there selling Girl Scout cookies in front or whatever it is, it's like, oh, geez, don't look at them. I'm gonna just keep walking straight to the door. That's kind of how I am. I don't want to buy something right now. I'm going into Walmart to get my stuff and get the hell out of there. If it's at the polling place where I gotta walk through the sea of people, I mean, it's not gonna be like that everywhere, but it could get out of hand. So, I'm in favor of this whole you don't campaign within so many feet of the polling place or whatever that is. So that's where that water thing comes from. I just think it's kind of silly for people to keep pretending like it's written in the law that you can't get, like, so the people that read that, I can't believe they want those people to die of thirst and sitting in line. They're just targeting those minorities. They're the only ones that get thirsty.